Hey guys, this is DJ with another video in my series on power aura setup in World of Warcraft. So today we're going to take a look at my final Paladin setup. I've got it basically all in place now. I'll end up refining it a bit, but so let's show it off. Little preface before I start attacking. My DPS in the Nylothar raid is kind of on the lower end because I took a year off, but 42 to 43k is pretty standard for me. I just tried out my new setup and I'm up to about 60k DPS. So that is a hell of a lot better. Let's take a look at it. So let's jump right in. So when we start attacking, I'm going to start building up my abilities. And let's talk about the different like regions of stuff. There's a main button bar here, trinkets and potions, interrupts, buffs. A circle around me communicates a couple of things from um, buffs that are up, my holy power, and over here is sort of like the standard pre-raid, pre-fight, food flask, blessings, all that stuff. So I am just kind of spamming the button. My DPS is a little low, 25k. So now let's really hit it hard. I'm going to kick that, beam. So it's gone up to 38. So now that those little chomper textures there's two of them surrounding me. That means I am double ultra buffed at this very moment. Oh, I should have pre-potted. I didn't remember to do that, so let's kick it even higher. So now I'm down to just a single one of the buffs. So I'm 46k at this moment now. Yeah, last time I tried it, my attention was a little tighter, and I got it up to about 60k. So, but even just kind of like talking and distracted, I'm a lot higher than I was. So that's good. That's an improvement. So let's talk about the sort of layout of all this, the philosophy, what I'm trying to accomplish. So first thing is this button bar. I no longer look down here. That's the objective, to start ignoring the built-in WoW one. I could hide this perhaps, but um, and the hardware I'm on, if you haven't seen my previous videos, is on a Tartarus2, which takes 1 through 5 and then wraps back around to 0 here. So this allows me to kind of see it in the same layout that my fingers are, rather than mentally having to like think about which finger is is a reach up for which of these buttons. So that is helpful. Also, there's a shift button here, and this is a shifted row of buttons. So that's what this little upper set is, that are mostly smaller except for the big important ones. That's when I hold shift and click the same buttons. I get the upper row. So for example, my pinky and shift gives me the neck thing. So you'll also notice things are pulsing all over the place. The intent of that is to communicate to me priority order, and to tell me when I have stuff just sitting there waiting to be used that should be like on cooldown at all times. So um, now, before I kick it again, so this big chomper is tied to a conditional that has these two haste buffs that are kind of up here. I'm presenting them under a haste column. So I can see when I've got like some critical, if they go over 10, then they get a little bigger and start pulsing to let me know like, yeah, it's happening. If I've got both of these over 10, that means I got plus 420, plus 360. So my haste goes from 16 to about 27. So this thing comes up to communicate like you are ultra hasted right now. So when that is up, then I will kick my trinket, my buff thing, and now I am extra crit, extra damage. This is when I'm in an ultra state. So I kind of wait to try to get that haste thing live before I kick all the cooldowns and go big. So that is basically it. These are the pre-fight things. I just use those to make sure I haven't forgotten any of them. Um, timers are here. That really helps me know, like, okay, well, hold on just a minute for this, because I want, to sort of pair this guy with this thing's boosted damage. So I know if I stall a little bit to get synergy. These timers help with that. I've also got little labels that show how much damage these do. Now that'll change, the moment I change gear, which is going to be often in the new expansion. But it's partly just to help me kind of understand what the relationship is between the damages of these abilities. So I'll just update that once in a while. It doesn't matter that it's not going to be accurate over time, but it just gives me kind of correlation. Yeah, and so you basically, once this is set up well, you kind of just play whack-a-mole with the moving stuff. So whatever's moving, that means it shouldn't be not on cooldown. And I've also got a thing going where it's a reverse ordered rotation order thing. So if I'm too busy to concentrate on which spell I'm casting, and I've got a big fight going on, excuse me. Basically, I do this motion. If I could bring my Tartarus up, so it's basically deet 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 deet, just really fast over. When you're drumming your fingers, it's basically a backwards version of that. And so if I just kind of spam that, this will always get triggered if it's up before this, before this, before this. So I can just kind of not think about it and run around and just keep doing this, jumping and whatever, and just keep spamming this, and you'll see it not quite right every time, but for the most part, that'll optimize rotation. I call that an attentionless rotation forcing trick. So there you go. That's my technique and my setup. It's a little loud and noisy, but I'll tell you, when you're sort of playing and in the zone and monsters and all that stuff, having all this sort of communicated to you really helps you, one, focus on what's going on in the scene and what you need to avoid and where you need to be, and two, allow you to sort of glance information. You need to do interrupts right now. You can see that they're up. Bam, hit that, hit that. Not waste ones. You just hit the one you want. Helps me whack-a-mole down the right buttons and not get the order improper to maximize DPS, and keep things like trinkets, which I generally just always forget. With this setup, I never forget them. They're always triggered. So there you go. This is DJ. I hope you like this video. Hope you like my setup. There we are. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.